Hello everyone, here is a question from electrochemistry. In the above diagram, the standard electrode potentials are given in volts over the arrow. What is the value of E cell standard for FeO4 2- becoming Fe2 plus? First of all, we need to figure out the oxidation state of Fe in the ferrite ion. We don't know that, therefore let us keep it as x plus 4 times. We put -2 for oxygen typically, therefore 4 times -2, that is equal to -2 because the net charge given here is 2-. Therefore x minus 8 equal to -2, therefore x is equal to +6. Therefore the oxidation state of Fe in FeO4 2- is +6. This means this is undergoing reduction, isn't it? This process requires how many moles of electrons? We require 4 moles of electrons. So here it is +6. If +6 is becoming +3, that requires how many moles of electrons? That requires 3 moles of electrons. If Fe3 plus becoming Fe2 plus, that requires how many moles of electrons? That requires 1 mole of electron. If Fe2 plus is becoming Fe, then that requires 2 moles of electrons, because everywhere it is reduction, isn't it? If +6 has to become +3, then it has to gain 3 electrons, isn't it? If FeO4 2- gains 3 electrons, then only it can become Fe3 plus. But the question here is, when FeO4 2- becomes Fe2 plus, what is the E cell standard value? We can calculate that. We know that delta G standard is equal to minus NF E cell standard, where N is the number of moles of electrons, F is the Faraday constant, and E cell standard is the reduction potential. So therefore we can write it this way: minus N4F E4 cell that we need to calculate is equal to minus N1F E1 cell minus N2F E2 cell. By the way, we don't need to involve delta G3 standard here, because the question is asking +6 to +2 oxidation state, what is the E cell value? Therefore we don't need to involve this process. Therefore N4 value is 4, because it requires 4 moles of electrons, times F times E4 standard is equal to minus 3 times F times E1 standard value is given as 2 volts. Therefore times 2 minus N2 value is 1 times F. E2 standard value is given as 0.8 volts. Therefore times 0.8. Therefore minus 4 E4 standard is equal to, F is constant everywhere, therefore we can remove that. This is equal to minus 6, because 3 times 2 minus 0.8. Therefore E4 standard is equal to, because minus is common on both sides, this is minus 6.8 minus E4 standard. Minus is common on both sides, therefore I am removing the minus. So E4 standard is equal to 6.8 divided by 4. So therefore that is equal to, this is 1 times and then 2 remaining, 28. 7 times 4 is 28, therefore 1.7. Therefore E4 standard is equal to 1.7 volt. So this means option 1 is correct.